Good morning, everybody. Today I'm bringing you another replay for the STW 1-year anniversary tournament, Operation Carnage. And we are looking at chipmunkrulz. He's a member of the STW clan. And he's playing the Tirpitz, a very, very fun ship. And he's top tier, which is going to be very exciting for him, of course. So the Tirpitz is a tier 8 premium German battleship. You might as well just call it a Swiss Army knife because it can pretty much do everything. Right, so anyway, this is what I'm doing here is I'm giving replays of all kinds of different people's entries into the contest. In order to enter, you need to have 80,000 damage in a tier 8 or lower ship. So, let's see what Mr. Chipmunk does here. He's obviously going to do at least 80,000 damage. Otherwise I wouldn't be covering this replay. Let's take a look at the teams and the map. This is Trap. Trap is a very difficult map to start with. A lot of people... Let's see if I can bring in my cursor. Yeah, I can. Cool. You look at the mini-map here. So, you have a little small team that's almost always here heading towards C, right? Or they can go B. You have the bulk of your forces down here where they can go either B or A. Now, if they go A, and this group goes C, well, then you're forced with two completely opposite sides, flanks, and nobody in the middle. And if the enemy goes B hard, then it's really difficult for both sides to come in at the same time. If the bottom group goes A, you'll notice that if you're going A, both sides kind of have to give a 45-degree angle to the opposite, so it's a lot easier for battleships to get penned and even citadeled and stuff, so that becomes a challenge. So this map is just doggone difficult. Alright, so let's see what Chipmunk is doing here. Chipmunk is engaging the Cleveland. Got a decent hit, just one pen. One pen only, please. Got a Moss and C. Now, what he's looking to do is he's looking to kind of control the engagement a little bit. He's watching the mini-map, and you can see that the enemy is almost just generally attacking all sides. They got a small group going to A, they've got a group going to C, and they got maybe a group going to B. Whereas, look at Chipmunk's team. They're all kind of massed up here, which is smart because what that means is they can focus fire on any one of these two flanks as it goes. Now, let's see, another shot coming in. He's going for the Cleveland again, which makes sense. The Cleveland is broadside. I never go broadside in a cruiser. And he's gonna get punished, right? Nope, nope. RNG. All hail RNG. Hail. Alright, Chipmunk is firing his secondaries at the Moss. It's hard to tell right now if he's got manual secondaries or not. Tirpitz's secondaries are just stupidly, crazy, hilariously long range, which is part of the reason why the Tirpitz is just so damn fun. Ooh. Cleveland slowed down and turned, very difficult shot to make. Anyway, it'd be nice if the Sims was, I don't know, scouting instead of camping in his own smoke, but this is random, so what can you do? Looks like Chipmunk has slowed down, he's reversing. Now, looking at the minimap, I would probably aim at this Tirpitz here. Tirpitz is going broadside. It was a good opportunity to get some really good damage numbers in on that Tirpitz. That said, you got a couple hits on the Cleveland, so that works. Secondary range on Tirpitz, by the way, I was talking about how it had ungodly secondary range. It's 11.1 if you use all the flags and stuff, maybe even 11.3. Now I'm starting to second guess myself, but either way, it's just stupid long range. Yeah, 11.3. There you go. Okay, don't show broadside in a Tirpitz. You think that you have the turtleback armor and you are therefore immune to all damage. It doesn't work that way. And Chipmunk definitely has manual secondaries, which you definitely want in a ship like this. that's got great secondaries. Because look at all those hits he's getting. That's free damage, right? That can start fires. If it starts fires, obviously, it does even more damage for him. I mean, come on, right? After this replay, if you want to take a look, I'm gonna link the actual replay location so you can download it and watch it for yourself, or you can also look at the post-game screenshots so you can see just how much damage he's doing with his secondaries. But I'm willing to bet it's quite a bit. All right, that pesky Cleveland is gone. Congrats on that kill. I would probably be secondarying the Moss right now, not the Tirpitz, just because, well, for one, he's getting out of range, and two, you can do more damage on that Moss. Maybe get a close quarters expert out of the deal. Nope. Tirpitz is one of those just really fun ships. You can be super aggressive. Like, see, he's looking already at that Miyoko. He's setting his secondaries on the Miyoko. So now the secondaries are going to tear him up. Miyoko's got 10-kilometer torps, so Chipmunk is doing the smart thing, I suppose. He is going behind the island here. Islands will, of course, block those torpedoes. It's a 100% torpedo defense system. Very, very OP. Alright, so Chipmunk is capping the base. And it looks like he's trying to decide what his next move is. In Battleship, you always want to think about what your next move will be. And that Benson has decided his next move for him. Torpedoes! Go torps, torps, torps! You can do it. There's no point, I suppose. So I would have fired torps at this point, just because it looks like the Benson is AFK or just not paying attention. Either way, those torps probably would have hit him by now, and he'd be dead. Had the Benson been paying attention, he might have been able to get a torp strike off on you. But, wow. So, anyways, alright, so gotta stay angled. Perfect. The Tirpitz armor is so strong, it will bounce an awful lot of shells. One of my favorite things to do in the Tirpitz is to just charge the enemy, and I do this in Char North Knives now too. Just charge the enemy, make them flinch, and when they flinch, you torp them in the face, and it's a lot of fun. Alright, first repair party going off, because why not? 8 minutes into the battle, and oh, nice Citadel. 8 minutes into the battle, and what are you gonna do? You know, might as well use it. See that North Carolina is going behind the island. He's playing the hide and seek maneuver. And Chipmunk don't play that, at least not right now. So he's looking at, nope, he is gonna. See, it's tough when you start killing the enemy like this, because it's like, well, now what? You know, you start losing targets. North Carolina's probably gonna whack the Atlanta. How much you want to bet? Place your bets now, folks. Atlanta is launching torps, which is to be expected. And any second now. Look at those torps from The Sims 2. He gone. Wow. Okay, I was totally expecting to see some crazy torpedo action there, torpedo beats and Citadel action. Oh well. So yeah, Chipmunk's team's got a bit of a lead now. 2 of the 3 caps, ship lead. So of course, this is the point when the team starts to fall apart and die, right? You've all been there, we've all seen it. We all are like, hey, we're gonna win this, yeah! And then 5 ships decide to just go and, you know, die. And it gets very boring too. One of the things you'll notice here, I probably, way back when Chipmunk decided to go for that North Carolina, I probably would have turned into B, because at this point, right, he's forced to pay a penalty of time where all he can do is watch. Now, I don't know why he's not shooting the King George V, because he does have the King George V in the range. He's got the ability to do some damage to him, and actually, from this range, he might even get some Citadel hits in. I don't know, maybe he was doing some texting. Some people like to text while they sail. Don't text while you sail, by the way. It's dangerous, people die. Alright, so we've got shots in. Now, I don't know why he only fired the front two. Maybe he thought he was going to hit all four of them and do his thing. Alright, Kiev gets the Leningrad. Kiev is a fun ship. It's probably my favorite ship in this game. Just because you get to do things that you shouldn't be able to do. Anyway, it looks like Chipmunk is changing his gun layout. He's trying to turn his guns to the opposite side. You'll see that takes a long time for the rear turret. Oh look, a Sims that's playing for the team.
Many thanks.
Yeah, that's right. You thank that guy. Give him a compliment too. That's awesome. Unfortunately, he did it a little bit too early. Had he held the smoke a little bit, Chipmunk could have continued to get into secondary range, and then proceed to just pew 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 the hell out of him. Secondaries from smoke, and the King George V could do nothing about it. Bye bye, Kiev. Now, by going this way too, Chipmunk unfortunately is unable to help at B. And he's also really unable to help at A too with that Dunkirk. He's only got one target to shoot, which makes sense in a situation where you want to isolate that one target and take him out. But look at what's happening to the team. The group in B is dead. That Aoba that's down south is probably going to come around the island down there and say, "Hi guys," and then get himself killed right away. So now what? And again, with Battleship, you always want to be thinking, what's your next move going to be? 90k damage so far, so now Chipmunk has satisfied the requirement for getting into the tournament. Nice job, sir. But yeah, when I play Tirpitz, I am incredibly aggressive with it, because I mean, you got torpedoes on both sides, you got secondaries of doom, you've got great armor. I mean, you've got everything you could possibly want. And you've got fear factor, too. People get scared when they see a Tirpitz charging them. For good reason. Anyway, while we have a few minutes here, while Chipmunk camps in the smoke, let's take a look at his setup. So, he's got... Isn't that so pretty? Okay, look at that. I love the new graphics. Anyway, he's got the... I don't remember the names. All these flags. He's got the one that does consumable reload, so he can bring up his repair party quicker and his damage control party. Oh, good, the smoke's ending, so he can move. He can move now. Oh, secondary's coming in. Oh, Tirpitz. Hello, Tirpitz. Let's go back to the action here. He does have the secondary flag, by the way, which is smart. That's 5% to dispersion of secondaries. Now, Chipmunk, what are you doing there? Okay, me? They're not gonna hit it. Maybe they will. I don't think so. The torps on the Tirpitz are 6-kilometer torpedoes. Now, this Tirpitz is going full charge into them. Even then, I don't think they're gonna hit, buddy. Sorry. They're only 6-kilometer. As a rule of thumb, if an enemy's charging at me, I like to add 1 kilometer to my range of torpedoes. So in other words, instead of saying they're 6-kilometer torps, they're 7-kilometer torps, and then I won't launch them until 7. He launched those too early. Now what he's doing now is anticipating that Tirpitz to charge and come around that island, which is smart. Again, though, he's isolating himself. He's not able to help against those other two ships. And look, that Aoba and Atlanta is going to get smacked. Oh, hey, I called it. Bye-bye, Aoba. How much you want to bet that Atlantis is coming next? Oh no, it was plane detected. Very smart from the Tirpitz on the enemy team. He put up a plane to see what is going on. What's the positioning for Chipmunk? Where is he? And maybe also to spot torpedoes. Oh, look, the Atlanta just got hurt. And gone. Okay, broadside. This would be easy. Tirpitz is using for the wind camo. There you go. When I see an enemy with for the wind camo, man, I gotta take those guys out. I don't know why, I just like to do that. Maybe it's the orange color. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the color. But it kind of puts a giant target on your face, like, hey! You know? I don't know. Alright, lol, torpedoes failed. So, once again, Chipmunk is in a position where he really can't do too much to help the team. The Gallant is very smart. He is capping Area A behind the battleships, and he's not going after them. So that tells the battleships where he is. And the thing is, because of the earlier engagement, the battleships also knows where Chipmunk is. So, what Chipmunk has to hope for, in a sense, he has to hope that these battleships are going to turn around. If they keep going to sea, with Chipmunk's positioning right now, if they keep going to sea, Chipmunk is going to have a hell of a time trying to do something about that. Now, the King George V looks like waiting for the Gallant to come into range. He's preparing himself for that shot. And Chipmunk is getting into a position where he can do something about it. Secondary's going off. He is angling bow in, which makes sense. Of course, when you have a British battleship that is spamming AG shells, it doesn't really matter if you're bow in or not. High caliber, nice job, sir. Hopefully this Gallant is not going to get himself killed. Now, let's talk about the Gallant player for a second here. The Gallant player should be staying back and not getting detected. He could be popping smoke and camping in that smoke, trying to do some additional damage, but that's all he wants to do. He does not want to be shooting out in the open. Let's talk about Chipmunk for a second here. Chipmunk is doing the right thing by not repairing that one fire with his damage control party. Repair party going up makes sense. Fire is 100% repairable. Alright, so what's going to happen here? Probably going to see the King George pop a heel. And we're probably going to see the Dunkirk. I don't know. Dunkirk might Dunderp into Chipmunk here. I mean, he's already in torpedo range, 6 kilometers. Go gadget secondaries, as I like to say. And there's not too much the Dunkirk can do about this, right? Secondaries going now. Personally, I would have held the secondaries for a bit, because it's hard to tell exactly what this. Ooh, ouch! 10k hit. It's kind of hard to see what the Dunkirk is going to do. Most Dunkirks like to just kind of sit and just stop and go bow on. That being said, he might have turned as well. He's got very good maneuverability, right? So, there's that. Now, at this point, you can either go for the ram, and you can get the ram and get the kill, but because you're a Tirpitz, you've got torpedoes, and you can prevent that kind of a thing, and live, which is kind of fun and hilarious, and you're gonna see. Goodbye! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day.